Hey collective, it's your girl Jaylah Soleil. Welcome back to my channel, Akashic Rhapsody. So today I'm going to do a timeless pop-up reading for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. So if you're Aquarius sun, moon, rising, or if you just have it in your chart and you want to tune in, I hope that the message that I pull for you will resonate. I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle. Let's get started. Okay. I'm using the Dark Crystal Tarot deck today. It's one of my favorites because I really do love the artwork. Let me clear the energy a little bit more from the last reading. Alright, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Ancestors, please come through and help me channel the message for sign of Aquarius. What does my fellow Aquarians need to know at this time? Thank you, Spirit. So I'm hearing the phrase, when it rains, it pours. If that resonates for someone, it could be... This is a timeless reading if I didn't mention that before. If I did, I apologize. It could be raining right now where you're at, storming, or it's about to. Confirmation. I just split the deck and I see the Ace of Swords there. Ace of Swords is truth and clarity. Ooh, Ace of Gems. I'm seeing the for those of you who watch, if you've ever watched like Wheel of Fortune or The Price is Right, you know how in Wheel of Fortune you spin the wheel and then it lands on the different dollar amounts and then you give a letter, and for every one that pops up in the puzzle, that's how much money you could potentially get. And then when you spin the big wheel, everyone's trying to land on $1. Whoever gets the highest price gets to move on to the showcase. You can be pressing your luck at this time or getting ready to step into an era of luck after a stormy season. Well, let's get some clarity. I'm very curious about this one. Talk to me, Spirit. Oh. First card out, we have the Eight of Vials, or the Eight of Cups. Seven of Gems, or Seven of Pentacles. We have the Devil in reverse. We have the Queen of Vials, or that's the Queen of Cups. And one more, please. We have the Five of Stones, or the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck we have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, that confirms what I was picking up on earlier, where someone could be currently going through a bit of a drought or rainy season, at least when it comes to finances and your overall money flow. Eight of Cups is, sometimes when I see the Eight of Cups, it could represent being emotionally checked out, walking away from a situation emotionally, or just coming to a period of acceptance when it comes to particular situation in regards to something that's impacting your emotions. Or for some of you, a select few, in regards to a particular relationship. I'm getting this is not necessarily a relationship with a person, but an identity. Somebody could have been holding on to a particular identity and having a hard time. Okay, I think I understand what's going on. The more I look at this, I'm going to try to find the words to explain what I'm seeing and feeling. So example, let's say that you went to school for various years and you got a degree in, I don't know, law, or let's say you went to med school to become a nurse or a doctor. And this is something that in the very beginning of going through that process up until graduation and actually practicing in your field, I think things were probably pretty steady for you, and you felt a sense of accomplishment. You felt a sense of, I finally made it. I have the money, I have the status, I have the title. People respect me because of my particular profession. Somebody could be even if you're not world class lawyer or attorney, but somebody that is really, really gifted in law, or like I said, in I'm getting law and medicine for this particular reading. Whoever I'm talking to, law or medicine. And 1 minute you're on cloud nine, you're feeling good, you're feeling great, and then suddenly there was a loss here. Something happened that could have potentially caused you to lose. Perhaps somebody might have lost their title, their residency. Perhaps you just, let's say you weren't, somebody here, I'll say this first, someone here was either laid off or fired, or let's say that didn't happen specifically, but you realized once you were deep in the thick of your profession and you started to see more of the ins and outs of what's really going on behind the scenes in terms of, I'm here in America, and this is a very capitalistic, the U.S. is capitalistic. It's a capitalistic society. Everything is pretty much about business. In order for businesses to run, it's about growth and profit above all. And so you could have been somebody that came in really pressed and bent on, I'm going to use my gifts and talents to help so many people. And I see you've done that. You've helped a lot of people. A lot of people, you're very gifted in terms of empathy, kindness, and finding ways to heal and save people and bring them through the things that they're going through. But I'm seeing here with the Eight of Cups, the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords talks about, especially when it comes to communications, going to battle, war with someone, and potentially coming through defeat. It could be defeat, conflict. The Devil in reverse. The Devil in the upright is not always necessarily a bad hard when you see him. It can represent just, things that, vices and things about us in our situation that we particularly might be holding on to, or we need to acknowledge in order to step into a new character or phase or a particular energy within our lives. The fact that the devil is in reverse, to me, that's telling me something to do with loss of control, temptations, vices. This is kind of a bit of a dark okay. And then it's right next to the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about growth, return on investment. Yeah. Somebody, oh man, somebody just feels really, I'm just hearing, I'm over it. This is not what I signed up for. Somebody is realizing that they can't really practice law, medicine, or whatever it is in the way that they really want to in terms of actually helping and healing people. They can only go so far. They can only do so much because unless you own or have your own your own practice where you can really move the way you want to, it's going to be tied to bigger level organizational politics, processes that are tied to profit. At the end of the day, for example, when you think about medicine, at least I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I've been a patient before, and as far as I'm concerned, it's not necessarily 100% about healing people and helping them get better. Otherwise, we would literally be prescribed more natural remedies and ways of going about solving some of the things that are going on with us in our bodies, and less pills, therapies, that whole thing. The pills and therapies and getting somebody into a state where they're so sick and become dependent on this system is better, at least from what I'm seeing. This is all alleged. It's better to have a consistent queue of people coming in that are sick and are dependent on, that have to go to the doctor frequently, that have to come in for therapies, that have to come in and be hooked on prescriptions, all these sort of things, because there's a steady flow of patients and folks coming in, and more money, and that's driving profits. It's helping it's helping the insurance companies, it's helping everybody else but the people I came here to help. Somebody's really frustrated with things. On the flip side with law, it's like you could be somebody here could have been a type of person who knows that somebody did something wrong and was asked to represent them anyway, or had to go up against somebody who all the evidence was there that this person did whatever they did, and they still get off anyway. It's just all I have to say is, once you got hip to the politics, or politricks, as I like to call them, coined that phrase from my godfather. Once you got hip to the politricks and the way in which things really truly work in a capitalistic society, and you're kind of at the mercy of those above you, I just see someone really tired and sad that I feel like I'm doing, in the long time, I'm doing more. This could be doing more harm than good, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm not winning here. I'm not winning this battle. I came in to try to enact change, but unfortunately the machine that's powering all this is bigger than me. And I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle. Somebody could have decided, like I said, if you weren't fired or laid off, you could have just decided, this isn't for me anymore. And you decide to walk away, or you could be deciding to walk away from a profession, a career that you built up for a long time to just go and pursue something else. Something that's going to be more fulfilling where, there's empathy involved with it. If that makes sense. Sorry to hear. We don't need to lose any more good doctors or folks that practice in law, especially, with their corrupt systems and things in place. We need folks that can there to fight and champion for the people. So let me get a few more cards here. Yeah, yes, I just see the Justice card coming out. Truth and fairness. Then the Fool here. In this case, the Fool represents a brand new beginning, but I'm getting very much naivety. Somebody was naive about stepping into this particular system, this legal system. Yeah, it's some shady business here. Seven of Swords, shady business. Folks are moving deceptively. Yeah, and it's causing a lot of distress here with the Nine of Wands. This is somebody who has been feels like they've been beaten up. This could be having a lot. There could be a lot of anxiety here. I'm hearing somebody. Trigger warning. Somebody could be having heavy mental episodes, panic attacks, breaks in psychosis potentially. This is impacting you from all avenues, especially not just financially or physically. Someone's worried about, somebody could have been staying up until a point because there's stability here, but but since we do have the Justice card, to me, when I see the Justice card, that could represent just kind of karma playing out. And since it's in the upright, there is going to be a positive conclusion to all of this. Now, let's say whether you walked away, you were laid off, fired, whatever. I do see a silver lining in all of this. There is going to be a brand new opportunity to come in and replace what you have walked away from, which is the Ace of Pentacles here. Ace of Pentacles is a brand new opportunity, particularly when it comes to material wealth and finance, and perhaps a new project that's going to take off, and you're going to meet a lot of success here with the Six of Wands. Six of Wands talks about, that's publicity. Publicity and accolades, recognition. I see the Lovers card here. Lovers is, you can be connecting with a new lover or walk into a soulmate type of relationship. Let's say you're going to a new company or you're opening up your own practice somewhere. I see it going very successfully, and you're basically gonna, all the patients that you had, like if you were a doctor, nurse, all the patients that you had at the previous organization might potentially follow you because they love you, they love your work, your practice, they love how you really care about people. I'm seeing something similar, like if you practice law, you open up your own office, your own firm. I see folks following you, and I see you doing very, very well for yourself. Yeah, you decided to just move on with the Three of Wands here. You might have been waiting for your next big break, and I see it coming. There's going to be success here with the Chariot. Yeah, it's like, should I stay or should I go? I see somebody going here, either by choice or by force. You will be going, and it's going to lead to, let's just say there's going to, like I said, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to be back in a happy, fulfilled place where you're actually able to help folks, even if it means you have to open up and start your own. And that is going to require, that's going to be a big change for you with the Death card here. You're going to have to step into a new energy, a new character. Someone that can't necessarily rely on someone else to govern and run the business and those sort of things. You're going to have to find ways to talk to people, network, set up, and do things on your own. Also, too, someone here could be, I'm getting NDA. If you've signed an NDA, you should honor that legally. But somebody who might be outside of the NDA window could potentially be speaking up about a few things, and perhaps it goes viral, or you're doing something to help the community, to shed light on something and go very well for you. Although there might be a little bit of pushback here if you were to go that route. I've seen folks who have said that they used to be a sitting judge or an attorney or a lawyer, folks who have gotten fired out of nowhere from places, and maybe they worked in HR, under other entities within the organization, and now have created channels and other forms and mediums to kind of get folks hip to some of the ins and outs of the things that most people don't realize while they're in the thick of it, how you could be potentially saying things to set yourself up for failure, or how to recognize when someone's trying to push you out from somewhere, those sort of things. I sense someone here might potentially go that route. Also, I'm sorry to bring it up, but I keep now I'm seeing the image of Nolan Wells in my head. Somebody could be following the Nolan Wells case pretty heavily and wondering if there's going to be a resolution, a final resolution when it comes to this. I mean, there have been delays, but it's like you're checking and you're waiting for it. All I'm going to say is justice is going to be served. It's in the upright. Justice is going to be served. And unfortunately, Spirit is not letting me say any more about the matter. This is something where the results and everything that is going on, the final reports have been sealed for a reason. And I mean, you could go to other readers who are going to tell you what they believe and things like that. No disrespect to them, but I'm getting heavily an energy of this is not something that folks need to be or should be reading on. This is that very much, we have to allow things to play out as they're going to play out and let things run their course. Be careful about putting out, misinformation and falsely reporting things. And I see that there's energy on the other side backing this. Justice will be served. That's all I can say. But going back to, I had to say that because somebody who is in law has been, that kept coming up. Aquarius. Yeah, I see beautiful, the sky's the limit for you in terms of what's coming on the horizon. I see lots of change. although uncomfortable, it's going to lead to something great. You're going to get the rewards, you're going to get the accolades you deserve, and you're going to connect with and meet a lot of your soul tribe is here, okay? I'm seeing good energy for both platonic and romantic. So take it as it resonates, but yeah, there's been a bit of delays. Things have been rocky. Um, at the beginning, but I do see energy starting to shift and move. Finally. Spirit is leading you to a place where you're going to be able to be 100% within your purpose and actually do the things that you love to do while also making sure that it actually really helps people. I'm also hearing nonprofit, so another way to potentially give back if you're interested in that sort of thing. Okay, that's all I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this resonated. Please leave me a message if you would like. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification for future readings. And yeah, I hope you have a blessed and prosperous day. And until then, take care. Bye.